he said yes, he was here, but he can't give it now.
All right, sorry about the delay. We'll call our September meeting to order. All right, please rise. We'll have a mission start us in the pledge of allegiance. We don't have a flag. No? Yeah, we do. Well, somebody, we're going to have a flag being $300.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. All right, the agenda has been circulated in your packet. Any additions or corrections to the agenda?
I make a motion that we accept everything.
Okay, so we're going to need a motion on that, just to make sure we don't have any changes. So we will need a motion on the approval of the minutes, which are also in your packet. Okay.
I second that motion.
All right, motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. We've got minutes in there from our August 10th meeting. And then the August 24th meeting, special meeting. So we got 2 in there. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes of our August 10th meeting and August 24th meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes will stand approved. Board President's comments. I want to welcome Carla Bryant. She took her oath earlier. She was our choice to succeed Mike Reynolds and fill his term, and she's also on the ballot for next year. So welcome.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here. And then also our vision team met for the first time at 4 p.m. today. I thought we had a good discussion on some different things. The hope is that group will help improve communication throughout the corporation. Got representatives from all the buildings, different levels, all of that. So I thought that was a good first start. So with that, I'll turn it over to Eric for his comments.
All in all, with everything going on, return to school has been pretty good. Have actually sometimes being smaller and get things a little faster. Other times it's not always an advantage. But if you came into either one of these schools today or tomorrow, you're going to see that pretty much it looks like school, and the buildings look like what you would expect to see minus the COVID situation. One of the things that you will see for things going on our campus and here, recently had this building roofed, which is needed. We're concurrently putting a new roof on the junior senior high school building. I'll let we're actually getting a pretty good start on that. If you look on it, you can see almost all the materials are all stacked up on top of the building already. And we've got a zone map so that Mr. Robinson knows where the noise is going to kind of be and not. We're very excited about that. Make a huge difference in just the durability of the building. Work with Mrs. Dickerson. I'll let her be able to speak to that, but also putting elementary secure entrance in, which is bid and accepted. It's kind of in the works. We are still working on phone conferences, video conferences related to the coming through now. Again, we're going to see that really make an impact on our schools and then eventually this building as well. COVID, obviously, always the factor we're considering, being very careful in a world where still seeing a lot of this contact and close contacts. And I think you're in the area, you're aware of the big concentration that's in the correctional facility down there. But school's smooth, buses are smooth, everyone's ready to be back in school, it seems, and doing well. And considering everything going on, just very pleased with how we're going.
All right, thank you. CTA, any update?
So far, we will work present on the reentry committee. They worked really hard over the summer. And in the fall, on the reentry committee, just met in discussion last week to update our evaluation plan with the admin team. And then currently finishing up membership and getting ready to be reorganized and start bargaining very soon.
Okay. All right, thank you. Elementary report.
We just started last week and we've had a great start, even though it's only been a few days. I think it's pretty seamless for the most part, especially for all the new that we have going on. Our annual or biannual Washington DC trip has officially been moved to April. We were supposed to be getting ready for that at any moment, and then they have pushed that back to April after spring break as of right now. Our air conditioning is mostly working, and pod A is kind of the area that it has a few issues still a little bit, but they're currently working on that. We know that, but we do still have some issues in pod A. We have a new arrival and dismissal policy or procedures that went into place last week, and I think majority days of the week we did really good. There was one day it seemed like our car riders took a little bit longer, but we think we had more cars that day, and we made some changes, and it's been pretty seamless even for the new traffic pattern within elementary schools. People line up way earlier than we need them to. It'd actually be helpful if they didn't line up so early, even though we've communicated that out. But we have that going. Our construction project will start this week, and so we're excited about that. They actually will not need to move any of our traffic patterns. They kind of worked around one of the reasons we changed when we did. And so the VLC fencing start going up hopefully by Thursday of this week, or Thursday or Friday. I've been meeting with Mr. Creviston and Mr. Parmley and the construction team, and we'll be meeting every 2 weeks throughout the process, give or take. And so we'll be working on they'll be working on the new entry and hopefully starting to see some of those changes happen pretty quickly. Outside of that, there's always going to be a construction section on there so we can let people know. Communication's a hard thing to get right. No matter what platform you do it in, you can miss somebody. And so we'll be pushing that out through email and social media. We're hoping to have every Wednesday. We want it to be informational, but we also want it to highlight things that are going on in our building, our pictures of our kids and our teachers, and just a way to celebrate the things that we have going on. So be looking for those every Wednesday. We have a software or a company that we use, and it actually gives analytics on how long people spend on it, where they're opening the newsletter from, how many downloads. So like the first time we sent it out, there's only 4 people that read the procedures. And so we could kind of draw attention to what we have better. And then last but not least, we have some exciting news. The GEO group has donated an amount of money to the elementary this year, and hopefully be able to do some things to continue to improve elementary. So I'll need an acceptance of
Donation from the GEO group, $3,200 to the elementary. Is there a motion to accept that donation?
So moved. Seconded.
Okay, motion. I always think it's silly we have to accept the donation, but we always do that.
I really appreciate it.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor of accepting the $3,200 donation from GEO Group to the elementary signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, we'll show that accepted. High school report. I know Steve's got a volleyball game in Seymour area on a daily basis, about 2 hours each way. He's has some complications, not of his doing, but with closing on his house. So he likes to commute because he wants to obviously be able to see his kids, even if it's for a half hour or so once he gets home and before they get to bed. So wish there was a way I could help him because I hate that, to spend 4 hours on the road every day and a new job. But I appreciate that, and so I'm thinking of him. Is there anybody have any update from high school you need to make other than? Yeah.
No, I don't think so. It's going to be the same story as
Right.
with Lloyd. We're working very closely with the architects and the awarded bids. We're on track with those.
I think the only thing he'd probably go off of is, and those kind of touch, especially in elementary, we were not one-to-one until they're teaching multiple classes and doing the virtual line. We have some really great people at Blue River and doing really good for our kids. And a lot of parents have commented in both buildings of that. And so I think he would share that. I probably should have with my part, but I know he would share that as well. So.
Fortunately, I can't think of a way around that or to ease that at the moment, but we're thinking about that, and hopefully we can figure it out, and hopefully maybe there's a vaccine down the road and it may change some things, but We appreciate everyone's effort. Technology report. I know tonight's, notwithstanding the little glitch we had, but I think everything's going pretty well on the technology side. Any update from anybody there? I know Ty's not here. Online.
Ty's right there.
Yes, sir, I'm with you.
On the phone.
Everything's going pretty well.
In the morning with the bond stuff.
Has been going really well.
Maintenance report. I know Sam's not here, but I guess maybe a little more detail on the elementaries. I know it's generally working. I know we got some things that they're still working on. I mean, do we feel like when that's complete, that's going to be a permanent fix? As far as, is that going to last for a few years? I got the feeling before it was kind of a, I don't want to say Band-Aid approach, but it was a Band-Aid. It was, do we need to look at a more permanent type solution
And replace the old one, yeah.
where, I mean, that's a Sam question, that where does that fall on the priority list of major projects? But obviously, if it's impeding us getting started on time,
It's pretty
I think it
high.
bumped up pretty good. So let's keep that on our radar. I don't want to lose sight of that and have another surprise. I mean, the heating system has been replaced. We're in the process of.
The heat pumps are being replaced about at
Right.
a time when we started that.
Okay.
Pre-COVID, we got
Right.
on that cycle. And then the goal with that is not to take out a dozen heat pumps all at once,
Right.
which is inefficient, but to get on the cycles of a replacement cycle.
Okay. Anything else from anybody on maintenance that we need to address? All right, if not, we'll move to our regular consent agenda. Financial report, resolution 2020-9-1. See the financial report in its normal format. And Carla, if you have any questions, feel free to ask if you like. Or Mission for that matter, but. Questions or concerns on financial report?
I make a motion that we accept resolution R 2020-9-1. Second.
A motion and a second to accept the financial report. Any other discussion? Not all those in favor of adopting resolution 2020. Next is our claims report, 2020-9-1. You'll see the claims as they've been presented. And their typical form.
I make a motion that we
Accept the claims report. Personnel report. Different than in your packet slightly, I think, just slightly. Item 1, no-show non-certified staff member John Hall, custodian Blue River Valley Elementary, effective August 10th. Hiring non-certified staff member Vicky Fisher, paraprofessional, the elementary, effective August 13th. Hiring a certified staff member Jacob Love, high school science teacher, effective August 17th. Hiring non-certified staff member Grace Hilliard, custodian at the elementary, effective August 18th. Resignation, non-certified staff member Brooke Adkins, special education paraprofessional, junior senior high, effective August 12th. And resignation of non-certified staff member Jillian Berner, special education paraprofessional, effective August 25th. Those are the items that I show on the personnel report as it's been presented.
I make a motion that we accept resolution R 2020-9-3. Second.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the personnel report, resolution 2020-9-3 as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is the monthly transfer of funds, resolution 2020-9-4, which is a scheduled transaction. Essentially, the amount varies, but moving funds from education to operations. Proposed we move $42,615.06 from education to operations for the month of August 2020.
I make a motion that we accept resolution R-2020-9-4. Second.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor of adopting resolution R-2020-9-4 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion will stand approved. Okay, next is old business, disposal of the Mount Summit building. You know, we didn't receive any bids that met the appraised value criteria. We have received a bid subsequent to that. There's been some email exchanges amongst the board, and I think what my thought would be is if the board would entertain a motion to allow Mr. Harvey and I to negotiate that directly with that individual. And we could do that and bring back a final recommendation to the board if that would be acceptable. We don't want to negotiate in public session. So.
I would like to make a motion to allow John and Harvey to do all the dealings that need to be done and then bring back to the board resolution for what we need to do. I second that.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor of authorizing John Madison and Joel Harvey to negotiate on behalf of the corporation for the disposal of the Mount Summit building signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next is the Wall of Fame, and
John was gonna get with Mike,
okay.
and he was gonna look for his stuff, but I can't find anything. So I'll reach out to Mike also and see what he's got.
Okay.
And get that.
All right, I'll search my emails
And I
too.
got some more information from Paul Harper that we were gonna kind of copycat a little bit that helped out a lot, so I'm hoping we can get some detail.
Okay. Let's keep that on our radar. I think that's a neat idea, especially if we can get those folks that we honor to either do a video message or something to talk about their experience at Blue River and what that meant to them and their success. So just keep that on the radar. New business showing the approval of transfer students. There's a list in your packet. We've got 11 students, 6 are new to our district. Looks like all are recommended to be accepted for transfer. So is there a motion with regard to the list dated September 14th?
So moved. Second.
Okay. A motion and a second to accept the transfer list dated September 14th. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the transfer request list of 11 students signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, next is the approval of authorization to sign agreements, which is in your packet. I really want a little information on this. If Eric can give us an overview of what this does and doesn't do.
These are the names that,
This gives the superintendent the ability to enter into contracts in regards to the special ed access costs on behalf of the board. So that way, if Beth has something with one of her grants that we need to go over, that Mr. Trevisan would be able to sign.
Okay, so this is to pursue grants and other things. Is that kind of the?
It's a grant that we have that we have to have this.
Okay.
And we do this every year.
Okay, I didn't remember it, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. So, okay, so is there a motion to authorize us to execute this document? Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor of approving, I guess, myself and Misha on behalf of the board to sign the authorization to sign agreements for alternative services and private residential school placements, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we get that signed. All right, so last item I have under new business is the blanket 2020 budget reduction, resolution 2020-9-5. Tell us a little bit about that.
this is another one that we pretty much do annually. You want to talk through things?
We do this annually. When we build our budget, we try to, we usually ask for more than we know they're going to give us anyways. We don't have cuts we have to make. as we get closer to the end of the year and we see where our actual expenditures are, rainy day, for example, we are not going to spend all of our rainy day appropriation. The way the state looks at it, they're assuming whatever our approved budget is for 2020, we're gonna spend every penny of that. By doing this reduction in our appropriation, whatever we see we're not going to spend, that's money that's freed up that we can say, okay, we're not going to spend this $200,000. So we want to reduce this year's appropriation by $200,000, and that will give us basically $200,000 that will be available that we'll have to be able to spend next year. So by making reductions in things we're not spending this year, it will improve the amount we receive in our budget next year.
Okay, so this is not necessarily a direct impact of COVID or enrollment loss.
No,
or anything
we
like
do
that.
this. I
Okay,
don't
all right.
think we did it last year, and that's one thing I wanted to be sure and get it in because we have to have board approval to be able to do that reduction.
Okay, that makes a little more sense to me. Questions about this resolution? Anybody? Is there a motion with regard to the resolution?
I make a motion that we accept resolution R-2020-9-5.
Second, Pat.
A motion and a second to approve resolution 2020-9-5. Any other questions or concerns? All those in favor of adopting the resolution signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's all I had under new business. Anything else that needs to come before the board this evening?
I requested 3 minutes to make comments to the board.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, but
Yeah, I signed up at the beginning before.
okay. All right, and your name is?
My name is Carl Bauman.
Okay. All right, floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Carl Bauman. This is my wife, Carolyn. We own Cozy Oak Furniture. You've probably seen us over there on 306 West Main Street. We are actually the people who have made the offer on the elementary school. My intention to use the building as a live, work, learn facility. We've outgrown our current facility. Our sales are 3 times what they were last year in spite of COVID. We're also going to expand into doing custom kitchen cabinets. We've already gotten a $7,000 job from the City of Speedway to do a new conference table for them. And we're going to start reaching out and doing more marketing to city and local governments. So what our intentions are to occupy and stabilize the building. I've actually been in the building. I've looked at the roof. We're pretty much familiar with what the needs are for the building. And what we would do is repair and replace the building's roof, remove, clean any mold resulting from the leaky roof, replace the defective broken exterior windows, repair the non-functional HVAC units, clean and repaint the interior, upgrade, replace, install new electricals needed, repair, replace lighting fixtures, repair, replace bathroom fixtures and plumbing as needed, and other miscellaneous maintenance or repairs, including the exterior parking lot and the grounds. We estimate the repair cost for that building between $150,000 and $200,000. I am familiar with the two, I believe the two estimates for the building's value of $60,000 to $80,000. I've been in contact with the trustee a couple times, and he's told me that the cost to demo the building is around $300,000. So what I'd like to do is set up a live, work, learn facility for veterans. I'm a veteran myself. I'm a Navy veteran. And one of my goals in life is to try and help veterans as much as I can. I've hired several, and we've recently hired another 4 or 5 people. We've got a state grant for $50,000 to hire 10 more. And our other alternative, I've also looked at other facilities around Henry County. I haven't found anything. But my other alternative would be to close down that operation and move to another facility because we plan on starting the franchise next year, our concept. So there's not too many other places we can move to in Henry County. We, like I said, we've outgrown it. I think we can put it to use. I think we can do a good job cleaning it up, fixing it up. Put it back on the tax rolls. I calculate it'll generate between 100 and 150,000 in new tax revenue for your schools, and others who get property taxes over the next 20 years. So, I just want you to consider that, when we get into negotiations, with, Mr. Harvey and the superintendent, and that's what our goal is, and I'd like to have your support and help. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. We do have your bid, and Mr. Harvey and I will talk, and we'll get a response to you, and we'll go from there. Thank you for your interest. Anyone else have anything else to come before the board? All right, seeing none, we will stand adjourned, and we do have, before we get away, I guess there are 2 dates that we need to have meetings. Before we say where.
Yeah. We have to have a quorum on October 12th and October 22nd. That's when we get into that time where there's all these different required hearings going on. So we just have to make sure that on the 12th, 22nd, we must have a quorum, for the,
And the 12th will be our standing meeting, I think, right?
right, and you have a special meeting.
On the 22nd.
Yeah, and then we've got all these other meetings coming up, which you have to have before you do the budget, before the bargaining and all that stuff that they put in the last couple of years, so we'll get that out as well.
Okay, so we'll hold those evenings, make sure that we're, at least have a forum. All right, we will stand adjourned until October. Thank you. You gotta sign some things here.